nerdrotic.com.
I have a weird theory about the Doomsday stuff, Gary. And this is as solid as John Campia's take that James Gunn is going to leave, because I have
100% sure it's your opinion.
This is all my opinion. Because I know for a fact that there are screenplays distributed out to people making the movie. They lie because they know scripts leak. When Chris Nolan did The Dark Knight Rises, the script was all completely wrong. They was
fake scripts.
Fake scripts. So
yes.
I think that when you say characters die in the Doomsday script, I don't think they die. Let me just pitch this to you, okay? We saw in Infinity War characters wafted away like ashes.
They're all going to be revived.
Yeah. So I think when they die, they'll be blipped or they'll be pruned. They're not going to die like, get a spear to the chest, the heart.
Their world just doesn't exist, so they die. The world
doesn't exist, so they'll somehow collapse in on themselves. Their dying is going to be going off to another dimension or whatever. So
they get revived for Battle World.
Yes, so you say they die in the script, they're going to another place. I know that the leaks come from a script. I think the script is wrong.
Well, I have some information for you on that.
Let's hear it.
Funny that you bring it up, because I spoke to somebody, and while they were filming, there would be moments where they're like, "Could you finish those 4 pages of script? Because we need to film this scene."
Really?
Yes. They were writing it on the go. That's the least surprising news of all of this. They were writing on the go for this. So whatever completed script that maybe RMB saw was done after Principal. By the way, there's going to be 2 months of reshoots coming up.
Okay, well, that doesn't surprise me.
No.
Are you sure they weren't script maxing or whatever? Not rewriting.
I don't even know what maxing means. Okay. I don't care. I'm not going to even say that word. They 6-7 the script. I don't fucking know.
I think it's going to be a mess.
No.
I think it'll be terrible.
So I spoke to a mutual friend, and they told me that they were waiting for writers to finish pages so they can do a scene. And all this shit's on video somewhere, which I'd love to have. And Robert Downey Jr., who was paid, we're estimating it's anywhere between $30 to $50 million per movie. So potentially $100 million he can make off of Doomsday and Secret Wars. And he is only in the Doom costume, and we're going to go partial costume. Maybe 40% of the time.
He's the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Like Pedro Pascal.
So I doubt it'll affect like performance, but a lot of what you're going to see is not even Robert Downey Jr. in his costume. And you're like, okay, that's fine. Hey, power of negotiation. That's great. Just you think about people bitching about crew not being paid, insane budgets, and you got RDJ who won't even suit up, won't even do a makeup test. Had a body double do the makeup test, bro. Like, good for him. But I can't imagine how that looks to the rest of the crew and everybody else.
I'll just say this. I think the movie will end up being a mess. It'll be more Electric State than Infinity War.
I agree.
And I think I would rather see a documentary of the cast having lunch and their conversations than this movie. I think it would be more interesting to see whatever Downey land, that he created, where he has a private chef and all this. It's weird. You're living in a literal bubble at that point.
I have tons of respect for him, going to prison. He didn't go to jail. He went to prison and put together his life. People took a chance on it. He ran with it. He did well. And listen, he's in the position of strength. He probably, I'm going to ask for the most ridiculous shit and see if they give it to me. And they did. And that's great. He's got Downey Land. He's got his own personal chef, some trailers. He invites the actors there and stuff, and he's good to the crew. And also, massive prima donna.
Yeah.
Within Marvel, he's earned it. Like, Marvel doesn't exist without him. He absolutely has earned it. Yeah, everything is riding on Doomsday and Secret Wars. The problem is, when they reboot, Chris, like a bunch of the characters are going to be held over. Like, Pedro Pascal is going to be sticking around. Mm-hmm. Does that inspire you to like, oh, here comes the MCU part 2? It's going to be great.
I don't care.
It's going to be great. I don't care.
But here's the dumb thing. They hire Robert Downey Jr. to play a character not related to Tony Stark, and no one makes mention that he looks like Tony Stark. Okay, they made a joke of Johnny Storm and Chris Evans.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Joke.
Mahler loved that joke, by the way. So,
but
do you okay, I have a question for you.
Okay,
There's still time. Do you think Doomsday gets delayed?
At this point, I don't know. They've got that clock.
They do have
There's
the
a
clock.
YouTube channel with the clock. I think they're committed to that day.
Okay.
The more you're spending all this money, and that's a lot of money to just not.
No IMAX screens for 3 weeks.
Yes, I think that's a
tough.
problem. Yeah.
That's going to be a real problem if it has like a 75% second week drop. Maybe it's great. Who knows? I think Spider-Man will be better.
I'm not all that excited. Tom Holland's not my favorite.
He, of all the superhero movies coming out this year, it's probably the one I'm the most excited about, but it's not the movie I'm the most excited about. That one's coming up.
Well, Project Hail Mary, Godzilla Minus Zero.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
it's Godzilla Minus Zero is number one for me, even over Project Hail Mary. I have a question for you. Dune 3, you've read the books.
Yeah.
So Dune 3, is it going to be an amalgamation of 2 books?
Maybe. Okay. I've talked to Nerd Cookies about this. Love her channel. Her Dune videos are
Give her a
amazing.
sub. She's great.
Yeah, she's great. You know, they got Jason Momoa's kids are playing Paul Atreides and Chani's kids. Now, do I give spoilers? All I can say is this. If they're accurate to Dune Messiah, the book, people are going to be pissed off that they ripped off Revenge of the Sith. They're very similar endings. With the way things play out in Star Wars Revenge of the Sith, with the kids being born and with the fate of Darth Vader, a lot of that is very Dune Messiah.
Well,
my feeling is
Frank Herbert wasn't super happy with Star Wars, if you remember.
Yeah, and then he keeps ripping him off. But anyways, yes, there were twins born in Star Wars. There were twins in Dune.
Yeah. So like story-wise, structure-wise, without even giving any spoilers, aren't those like kind of weird books, especially the third one?
They're weird. Actually, the best is God Emperor, my favorite. Children of Dune is kind of a in-between weird book. I think what they'll do is Denis is going to have some, because you can see visions in the future. And that's what I really love about David Lynch's Dune, is the weirdness. And he is not so weird. He's more verisimilitude. He's in that camp, which I think is also great. I think there'll be some flash forwards to what Paul sees in the future. That's what I think. And I think it's going to focus on the highlights of Dune Messiah. Dune Messiah is not real battle heavy. There's a holy war, a jihad, and they use the word jihad. They're getting rid of all that language, I'm sure.
We'll see. It's kind of an important word in the book, though. I haven't read it, but I know it is. They'll call it a crusade.
The crusade, but that may not be good either.
No, but they would no. But my point is, they would rather offend the Christians than the Muslims. They would definitely call it a crusade.
Yeah, but I hated the way Dune Part 2 ended with focusing on Chani, because she was down with Paul. Like, I understand you've got to marry Irulan to take the throne. It's a marriage of convenience and for politics, and like they ruined that in the whole thing of like, well, she has to have agency. I don't want to get into the weeds too much. I'm just saying I hated the way Dune Part 2 ended, and it doesn't lead into Part 3.
Yeah, Zendaya was just annoying.
And
she was annoying in that movie. Yeah.
But they also tested Jenna Ortega, might have had that part. She screen tested for that.
I would have preferred Jenna Ortega.
Yeah.
I don't mind. She's a better actress.
Yeah. I don't mind her.
No, she's fine. Jenna Ortega's fine. She's at least fun on the red carpet.
So, I mean, Wednesday has some amazing one-liners. What's your favorite?
Ooh, I think there's one where they're trying to find a dress for the school dance.
Yeah.
And Enid says, oh, I know just what you need. And Wednesday says, a bullet to the head.
Yep.
And that's very true when it comes to dresses.
Nerderotic.com. Please subscribe.